What's going on to all of my Scorpios out there? So let's get into it, shall we? So you Scorpios, you Scorpios have got the the Page of Wands, the King of Swords, the Justice, the Five of Cups, the Eight of Cups, the Tower, the Queen of Pentacles, the Ten of Pentacles, the Ace of Cups, and the Hermit. So what I'm seeing here for you Scorpios, right? Tower represents Scorpio. I almost said no major arcana. No, Scorpio's in here. Y'all are in here. So what I'm seeing here for you Scorpios, right, is pretty much you Scorpios are very much so strategic about how you kind of watch how people mess themselves over with trying to act like they're more sophisticated or fly than what they actually are. The Page of Wands is that you know you're very interested at first, and that's real, but then it kind of subsides, and you begin to watch these certain people for who they are, regardless of whoever it is, right? Anyone in general, you begin to watch people if they are, trying to see if they're for real or not. And you have the Justice, which represents if they're for real, then you pretty much get to know them, right? Honestly, the best that you can. If they're not, then considering the fact that Scorpio, a lot of people tend to try to get in, get their foot in the door, if you catch my drift, with Scorpios, because they heard that Scorpios is good, when it comes to that funny stuff, if you catch my drift. You Scorpios will be glad to, satisfy yourselves if you are so inclined to, and keep it pushing if they're not really honest. I mean, it is what it is. I can't even necessarily really, get on you Scorpios, because I'm not the most moralistic person in the first place. So I'm not finna be sitting up here talking this moralistic stuff. Um, just make sure that y'all are doing it safely, do it wisely. You know what I mean? Make sure you, like I said, make sure you wear your raincoat, and make sure for you other Scorpios who can't wear a raincoat, make sure to have your partner wear a raincoat. For real. You know what I mean? No raincoat, no love. For real. And then you have the Five of Cups, which is, and when you leave, when you Scorpios actually decide to leave, this is the thing that really messes people up. Not so much because it's not a major arcana, but they do feel it nonetheless, right? But the Eight of Cups represents, but at the same time, you Scorpios starting to get hip to the game. You know what time it is. You don't have any more time to stick around once you've observed that these people are fake. Because a lot of you Scorpios starting to ask yourselves the question of, well, why would you ever decide to be committed to someone or show someone an extreme amount of loyalty or a long-term amount of loyalty if these are people who are essentially faking it to kind of, fake it to make it, trying to get somebody fooled in a relationship. So yeah, I definitely agree with you Scorpios. The best thing for you to do is to walk away, you know. It Stop participating with these people. It's not to say that, you're out here and you're looking to do them dirty. It's just that you're walking away from the situation. And I honestly think that that's the best outcome, and the best outcome and the most clean outcome that can really ever come from this, Scorpio, because you don't want to get yourselves caught up in a situation where, they start taking it a little bit too personally. Then the next thing you know, they have the mentality of, if they can't have you, then no one can. You don't want to get mixed up in that. And then you have the Tower, which rep the Tower and the Queen of Pentacles, which is them. The Queen of Pentacles is them. The Tower represents this relationship coming to an end, just as it is I was talking about. But again, you'll have people trying to explain to you that no, it's not like that. You didn't give them enough time to show you what they were about. But don't let them fool you, Scorpio, right? Whenever it is that people show you red flags, it's definitely time to bounce. Um, because part of it too is that people will get mad at the fact that you will go ahead and tell them you don't necessarily want to be with them first. And as a result, people will start to take that as some sort of personal insult. So what they'll do is that sometimes people who have that much time on their hands and and lack such internal value themselves will literally try to do everything they can to get in good with the partner so that they can essentially turn the tables later. All these games that people all these games that people play. So the situation with that is that the Queen of Pentacles is this person, potentially. But at the same time, I mean, more than likely, that's what type of time they're on. Because number one, you shouldn't even want to hang around these types of people because they really wasn't putting in too much of an effort to really get to know you anyway, right? I mean, it's already the first stages. It's not even anything too deep. And these people are already showing you, bits and pieces or signs of them not being trustworthy already. And then I also said this in one of my previous videos. I didn't say this even a month, like 2-3 months ago. This is actually probably longer, like 6 or 7 months ago. Sometimes too, what people will do, some of the games that people will do, Scorpio, is people will try to convince you that you tripping and that you don't know what you're talking about so they can, like I said, reverse the tables, right, quote unquote, turn the tables, and then do everything they can to hurt you because this is a revenge type of thing when they was the first ones being on some BS in the first place. So the type of games that people play here is, again, like I said, the tower, right? Going back to the tower, this just goes to show you, well, the tower represents Scorpio, so showed up in your own reading. But also it's trying to show you that regardless of whether intimacy was interjected into this relationship, you still needed to leave anyway. And it's not because, maybe you got it before or maybe you got it, fairly early, or relatively early, and you did what you did and everything was going well, but now it's time for you to leave. And then the Queen of Pentacles, it's this person, right, that it's time for you to leave and stop hanging around, trying to do everything that they possibly can to get you to still hang out with them. But again, the tower just represents how you need to really listen to your instincts and your intuition, because it's saying how you have the correct answer. You need to leave this person alone for good because there's nothing really good that's going to come out of this, for your benefit in the, I ain't going to say nothing, but there's going to be some pain in the future if you don't learn your lesson as to why you shouldn't be with them. It's because they were on some BS before already, and the relationship is just relatively new. You Scorpios knew what time it was, and now they're out here trying to get you back. So the Ten of Pentacles is that, so the next thing for them is they're gonna, one of the things that they're gonna do is that they will try to tell you things, try to tell you that don't worry, it's gonna get better. Just give them a chance. Yeah, the Ace of Cups and the Hermit represents, yeah, that's BS. And the reason why it's BS is because, people who are in relationships, people who legitimately are not messed up, right? People who are legitimately really have healed, they've healed a certain amount of trauma for their from their lives. So they're not running around or just being around with baggage. They know that that's BS. And that's BS because a person shouldn't have to play keep away. If a person is playing keep away with whatever, whether it's intimacy, whether it's, sharing of themselves, of their past, just kind of telling you what goes on in their past, and they only discuss things in their current time. They don't tell you anything too deeply about their the good times, the bad times. Yeah, that's a red flag to watch out for. That's a huge red flag to watch out for, Scorpio, because it's a red flag to watch out for because of the fact that um these people know what time it is. They know that they're messed up, and they know that they don't want to necessarily tell you anything because there's a chance that they may slip up, tell you certain things, feel ashamed about their own selves, and then start looking for revenge, right? I'm doing the air quotes to satire these people because it's that satirical. It's just that funny how off the scale, the mentality is, and how just bizarre it is. But the thing is, the thought process, how bizarre it is, and how how people wrap themselves up in kind of their own story that doesn't necessarily exist really like that in a context. But the thing is that um but again, they're just pulling your chain. They're not really going to actually do some serious reformation, come back, become better people. These are just people essentially who will be looking for revenge, trying to dump you first, trying to see who has the power, quote unquote. I don't know what power they think they have, but okay. So let's clarify the Ace of Cups. Another thing too that I'm realizing is with the Hermit, for this reading in particular, this could also mean that these people may not necessarily have a lot of friends. These people may not have a lot of close associates, which is a red flag, right? So these are some things that you Scorpios may have missed. So to clarify the Ace of Cups, we have the King of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Five of Pentacles, and the Moon. So the King of Cups, the Knight of Spears, or the Knight of Wands, same thing. Five of Pentacles is about you. You definitely have missed out on noticing certain things. But if you Scorpios ever find yourself in that discussion, ask these people about some of the things that they've gone through and gone through in their past. And if they don't listen to you, if they don't listen to that and begin to try to tell you to give you a better understanding of who they and what they are, it's a huge red flag. If they do tell you, then you want to go ahead and continue to ask them questions so you can continue to clarify the story to get a better understanding of who they are. So to clarify the Ace of Cups, right, even more, this can also represent, again, those two situations. If they choose to answer it or not to answer it, then it says certain things. The Moon also represents these will be people who also too will tell you, you know what I mean, that they're into you. And after they basically tell you that they into you and they butter you up and get you feeling comfortable, they ghost you, right? Because the Moon is a tarot card of ghosting, right? Meaning kind of getting low, making yourself scarce, staying out of the way, um, falling off the map, if those terms make any type of sense. Basically, not allowing you or a lot of people to know where they are, right, or what's going on, right? Leaving everyone to wonder. The Moon is one of those cards where it's about ghosting, just kind of everybody. And like I said before, you got to watch out because if you were to get back together with these people, that's what they would do because of the shame that got them, because they think that they potentially overshared enough because they wanted to have all the power in the relationship by not sharing. Now, again, I don't know what their delusion. I don't know every delusion that pops into their head, but I can say what they thought, that's delusional. Because how you going to try to get to know somebody and you don't know anything about them? And these people don't want to tell you anything about them. I don't know, but whatever. Let's clarify. Let's clarify the tower. I was supposed to do a video for Scorpio, something like that. What video I was supposed to make? Um. Oh, I'll make the science of love. Kind of clear that up for y'all in before when I'm finished with this batch. But to clarify the tower, we have the Eight of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. So again, as long as you let them know why they were in a relationship or why you were getting to know them, you were getting to know them because you wanted to get to know them slowly and date with intention, not necessarily know 100% where it's going to go, but you are taking them seriously enough, trying to get to know them, and you're not treating them like a booty call. So the situation here is that the Ace of Pentacles is you need to make sure that these people were reciprocal, but considering the fact that they wasn't, some of you Scorpios may be in a position to tell them that because they may ask you directly, why is it that you're leaving them? And you Scorpios may tell them, I'm leaving you because you don't put in any effort amongst other things. The Ace of Pentacles represents their false promise. And look at how small the bag is. But the false, in this reading at least, their false promise to to change their ways, and they promise you they'll do better. But the Queen of Wands represents, but they still haven't really learned where to start and why they should be doing it. Their intention is still off. They still plan on being the same people. And like I said, when they get themselves in a good position, ghost you and have you feeling a certain kind of way or have you feeling terrible. And then trying to that way you'll get to chase after them and whatnot and wonder where they are. And they'll come back and make themselves available to you again and forever trying to do that dance. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. As of right now, I'm trying to get my YouTube channel to 3,500 subscribers. Really appreciate y'all coming through, subscribing to me, really showing me some support out here. Really appreciate y'all. And I'm going to give back in exchange as well. So please, as of right now, I have 3,154 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. Peace.